Hi, welcome. I'm B, and thank you for joining me today. And today I want to talk about Jessica Kent again. And I told y'all in some of my videos that my next Jessica Kent was going to be about domestic violence. And I'm going to have to skip that for a minute because it's getting hot in here. So I'm going to assume that people know about Jessica Kent. They know that she has a channel with over 1 million followers, that she uses her story of going to prison and having a child in prison and how she overcame that situation, I guess, is what her road to recovery, her life now after prison. For the longest time, she said she wasn't part of the recovery community, and now she's adopted that, oh yeah, I was part of the recovery community. I am part of the recovery community. So it is what it is. I don't know where you might know her from or what aspect you're involved in the situation, but so she's done a lot. There's a lot she's done. So she started making content about her family and added in her then boyfriend and their child, along with her child from a previous relationship. And then somewhere along the way, they became engaged. So it was her fiance and their little family. And then they were planning the wedding. And in that time period, they called off the wedding. She's accused him of abuse, domestic violence, relapse. There's a lot going on there. And that's still being worked out. There's been, even more. I have videos on it. There's Nicole's accountability, and Tracie Noel, who I want to speak on today. And I'm going to link those down below, and I want you to go and check them out. And they have they can fill you in on all the little details. Everything will be on those channels. So recently, people have started speaking out about it because they're finding out that she may not be telling the truth. Our opinions, our conspiracy is that she has lied a lot about how much time she spent in prison, about having the child in prison. I mean, she was still incarcerated at the time of the birth, but she was in a hospital. So, I mean, was it born in prison? Is that semantics, or is that just, does it gain more viewers and more attention if you say my child was born in prison? So, there's those aspects of it. But what bothers me, I think, is that she's doing more harm than good in this situation. And mine pertains more to the domestic violence situation, but I can see where it affects the recovery community and the other people that watch her, and how it can affect them, and what the lies can affect them. And so Nicole had a very decent channel when I started following her, and all of a sudden it was gone. And rumor has it that Jessica helped to take it down. I don't have proof of that. Nicole will state on her channel what her proof is or what she believes to be truth on that matter, and you can go watch her on that situation. It sounds plausible. Let's just put it that way. So go check out Nicole on that situation. So I started with Nicole, and then Tracie Noel popped up in the meantime. Tracie's been like the information gatherer from my perspective. I mean, there's more out there. There's Mindy and Reese, and there's other players to this, but I'm talking about as far as YouTubers and putting the information out there. So Tracie has went and received FOIA requests, and she has documents to prove everything she's saying. She's basically, it's not her allegations, it's what the documents say, and she's telling us what the documents say, and you can make your own determination from what they say, from how long she spent in prison, how long her sentence was, what her charges were, that, like, you know, we said, what was another one, that she was fighting in prison, and there's only a record of her having, or she was in the hole, you know, I mean, segregation in the hole, and her amount of time and what it was for, and all this stuff is coming out because of these documents. I mean, there were people who were talking about it, but once the documents came out, you can't argue with the documents, basically. I mean, so apparently that upset Jessica. Jessica doesn't want the documents showing anything about what really happened. So another one was that she didn't find out she was pregnant till she was in jail. And on the arresting report for that incident that put her in jail for this incident, for her to say this time of period that she found out she was pregnant in jail, in the arresting report, she told the officers that they were at this convenience store because she was pregnant and she was having cravings. So, I mean, could it be a get out of jail card in her mind? Possibly, but it's a little fishy now. Then why did you say that you were pregnant and then tell people you didn't know you were pregnant until after you were booked into the jail? So there's just all kinds of inconsistencies. And like I said, for me, mine are with the domestic violence, and I am very adamant that I don't think Reese is correct and right in the, I don't call anybody a winner or a loser, but he can't win the argument that there was no domestic violence if he was even yelling at her. And that's just my opinion. But I also don't think that she should have her new boyfriend send strangers to his home to incite violence in him in the middle of the night. So I stand firmly on that incident and that aspect that Jessica calls that. Jessica is wrong, in my opinion, for allowing that to happen. For even if she says she didn't know the day of, but it's a little iffy on when you watch the videos on Jason laughing about it and recording it, and whether she's in the background recording him recording the situation going down over FaceTime. So it is what it is, but I feel that she is wrong on all aspects of domestic violence. She doesn't need to speak on it. I do still want to do my video, and I will on that. So let's skip past. And then yesterday, I came across a short from Tracie Noel, and I want to share that with you and then explain what you're looking at. I think after share screen, let's pick this one and share. So this is what I want y'all to watch, and then we'll talk about it when I get through.
So Jessica had my video taken down, removed for cyberbullying, factual public information. So I took out the timestamp that was violated or whatever bullshit, which was her own self talking, by the way. So I'm going to re-upload it with those edits made and anything blurred out as far as addresses. And whoever fucking wants to take the video, take it. Take it and share it the fuck out. Because if she takes it down again, I want every single person who can get a hold of this video and download it to re-upload it right the fuck back. I don't care. Go make fucking extra accounts, backup accounts, whatever. Re-upload it because she doesn't want anybody seeing the information in that video for a reason.
Okay, so I wanted you to see that, and I want to explain that Tracie Noel has done countless, but she's done a series of videos on the documents from the FOIA request. And so Jessica has had what happened to Not Another Housewife also. I almost forgot about that because that was on TikTok. But so when Jessica gets confronted with the truth and her documents, words, and actions coming back at her, she calls it harassment and bullying. I don't quite see it that way. I understand there are a lot of creators talking on her and speaking on her and putting content out about her. But if you're using her own words and her own documents, she's striking people for harassment on that situation. Another housewife was struck on TikTok, and now Tracie Noel's had a whole video taken down. And like she said, she's going to re-upload it. So I encourage you to go watch it. If she re-uploads it, I will link that in my description once it's re-up. It's not up as the time of I'm recording. It's not up there yet. She's going to clip the part out and then re-upload it. And I will absolutely share it. I will absolutely have it linked in the description below once it is re-uploaded. It's just dangerous territory, because once you start striking people, is she going to have Tracie's channel taken down next? I mean, that's a scary thought, and it's a possibility, so I encourage you to go show her some love and watch some of her videos, leave comments. She's doing us a service, because if you didn't know about it, you do now. And if you don't, then go watch it and you will, because she's got all the documents over there. All the information is spelled out, and it's my opinion from what I've seen, from what I've, the documents aren't lying, but from what I've seen, Jessica is a liar. Jessica has used a situation that happened to her and embellished it beyond belief, or changed the facts, or what have you, to create content, to build herself to a point of financial gain based on those lies. Now, that's another question. Is that an issue? I mean, I guess if she was just doing the coulda, woulda, shouldas and the story times on what it's like in prison, if not relating it to her and how damaged she was from the situation, her daughter, from the having her in prison, and the certain things that, the way she's presenting the situation, I find that to be problematic. I don't know that everybody does, but majority of the people that I see, because I'm on this side of it, they find it problematic. And so I don't think it's okay. I don't think it's okay to strike channels because you don't like the documents that are coming out, based on. Now, if somebody were just going and seeking the documents and it's not, she's been very specific on what age she was, what time of night it was, who she was with, how much grams of a substance she had, knowing she was pregnant, not knowing she was pregnant, when she found out, how she ran into somebody in the hallway, and just she's been very specific in her stories of these incidences that totally can be, they're not backed up by the documents. So I think that's a problem. Do I think if she just said, I was arrested for drugs, I served time, I think it's because she's putting in so much thought into the amount of information. And I'm not saying that she can't use information. I'm trying to figure out how to get this across to you. She's been very specific, and those specifics aren't true. So that's where it's the time she served. She had there's a video out. I don't know who played it last night. Somebody played it last night. Oh, Coley played it last night. Okay, so that's where I saw it at. I don't even know who made the video, because I didn't see credit to it in her video. But there's a video out about her saying how long she served, and it's 1 1/3 of 3 years, and she's very confusing and conflicting in some of her interviews and how she presents it. And then it was 5-year sentence, and she served 2.5. It's all confusing. It's very confusing, because that's how she wants it to be, in my opinion. She wants it confusing, so you just kind of go along with the, oh, poor Jessica, poor Jess, poor Jess is what I feel is she's trying to get across to people and gain sympathy and empathy. And that's another issue I have, is I don't think she has that for anybody else. And that's what part of my discussion that I wanted to talk about is her lack of empathy, her lack of sympathy, her lack of awareness to what she does to other people. So I just want to make sure that these people aren't canceled because they're sharing documents. And so if there's any way we as a community, as people, as anyone on the internet can assist these creators that aren't just running our mouths, or, you know, I'm more the mouthpiece. I'm the one running my mouth. But so Tracie showing these documents is, there's a reason for it. And she doesn't need to be shut down. So I don't know how to fix that and make sure it doesn't happen, but I want everybody to be aware, because nobody was aware when it happened to Nicole what was going on. So if it's happening again, we need to be aware of it before it ever happens. So I hope she uploads it. I'll link it. If not, watch the other parts. There's 3 parts, but some of them are broken into 2 videos, I think. And so there's more videos in the parts, if that makes sense. So there's a series of it. All her information is great. So watch everything she has. But if you see something that's like a part 1, part 2, those are in the line of what I'm talking about as far as this document series on the FOIA request. But any of her content is spot on. So go watch that. But I just don't want to see anything happen because Jessica don't like the truth coming out. So I hope everyone has a good day. I hope you go and check out the information. And if you do know about it, go ahead, tell me how you feel about it. If you don't, go watch it, come back, tell me what you think about it. But should creators be striking people that have legitimate documentation for what they're speaking on? Or if they, another part, sorry, one more thing. If you're reacting to a video of someone's own words, how is that wrong? I mean, how can it be stricken as harassment if those are the words that they're using, your own words against you, I guess is what. So, all right, let's have a conversation. Thank you. I appreciate y'all for listening, and go check out the creators I mentioned, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.